Talk to Joe on 1850 715 815.
PJ, good afternoon.
How are you, Joe?
Well, how are you? You like so many people, you rented out your house in good faith. Don't say where at this stage. And who did you rent it out to?
A Chinese woman and her mother. And got a call off a strange number, and it was the guards. And had I heard from my neighbours, and I said, yeah, I heard you were out there. And he says, we're after breaking in the front door. The house is a grow house.
Growing cannabis.
Growing cannabis, yeah. And I says, there's much damage done to it. And he says, upstairs is wrecked. But he says, so that was grand. I went and met the guards and whatever. And got on to the insurance. Upstairs, the walls, ceiling, doors, carpets, everything was wrecked.
How much cannabis did they find in the house?
€76,000. Went to the insurance then, and they just won't pay out. They reckon you're one that buys into the house. So I had the house rented to her, and she let them in, so they were legally in the house.
Oh, the insurance say it's nothing to do with them?
No, they said they're not paying out, and that's it. Anywhere from £15,000 to £20,000 worth of damage.
And by the way, the woman who rented the house,
they let her into it. She let them into it. No one ever caught this woman. I was in the house and all, and was 100% behind. That was in February, and by April, then it was wrecked. That was all grand.
but I'm saying,
and all,
okay, that's what I mean. They were cutting the grass as well as growing the grass. The other thing I heard, the last story we did from a landlord being again by the insurance company refusing to have anything to do with when the house was wrecked by being turned into a grow house, was that the Garda helicopter had flown over, and the heat-seeking equipment, you know, they can see. And the insurance company basically say that was your hard luck, even though there was criminality going on in the house.
Yeah, because they claim she let them into the house. And I had the house insured, had them extra to insure to rent out the house.
Okay. You suffered, unfortunately, as Peach. Okay, no, point well made. 51551, be careful. Daddy, Sean is in London. Sean, good afternoon. Grow houses.
Good afternoon, Joe.
You worked as an estate agent.
They're normally detected by neighbours smelling the actual weed. They change the whole house around upstairs. It
seems to be increasing here. Let me bring in, say there another Sean, Sean Manicle in Kilkenny. Sean, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Joe. How are you?
Good. You work as a public loss assessor.
I do indeed, Joe. Yeah, I've dealt with this situation before on behalf of a gentleman that had rented a property, and the house was completely devastated after a grow house was discovered there. He'd reported it to the insurance company because the house was obviously wrecked, and the claim was declined, just like as your previous caller was talking about. We took on the case, and we managed to successfully get the decision of the insurance company overturned, and eventually they paid out for the damage due.
And how did you get it overturned? What loophole?
Well, it's down the wording of the policy, and it's under the malicious damage section of the policy that was the insured peril that we claimed under. And as they rightly said, that it was down to the policy holder. If they were legally occupying the property, then you can't claim under that particular section of the policy. However, the landlord had the tenancy agreement where he specifically outlined that there was no use of drugs allowed in the property, and then we successfully argued that because he had the tenancy agreement and that he specifically said there was no use of drugs allowed in the property, that the tenant was effectively illegally in the property and therefore weren't a legal occupant of the property, and managed to get it overturned in that way. So we had the tenancy agreement, and that. But it's certainly it's worth challenging a lot of these decisions that the insurance companies can make sometimes.
Okay. Thanks, Sean. Sean Manicle and Sean in London. 51551.
Talk to Joe on 1850 715 815.
PJ, good afternoon.
How are you, Joe?
Well, how are you? You like so many people, you rented out your house in good faith. Don't say where at this stage. And who did you rent it out to?
A Chinese woman and her mother. And got a call off a strange number, and it was the guards. And had I heard from my neighbours, and I said, yeah, I heard you were out there. And he says, we're after breaking in the front door. The house is a grow house.
Growing cannabis.
Growing cannabis, yeah. And I says there's much damage done to it. And